All right, so we're going to pick up our discussion again today by talking about police use of force, which is a completely uncontroversial, no, nothing ever suspicious about police use of force ever, right? So when we think about use of force, right, obviously we do hear a lot about it, right? And so what we're going to approach right a little bit, right, is, what exactly is the use case for, why it exists, and, we really to get to some of the controversy around it, right? So when we consider like use of force and its use, right, we have to recognize, right, like this is one of the defining tools between the public and police. Like I can't go out and I can't put handcuffs on someone. I can't, use a baton on them. I can't, beat them up or smoke, or, smack them about or anything like that. So it's one of the defining tools of police, right? Because if under certain circumstances, right, they are allowed to use force, right, against other people, right? And it's important to note is that, you can't, this isn't supposed to be, an arbitrary use is, forbidden, right? You're not supposed to be able to just come up to someone, knock them in the head, or anything like that, right? And this is a tool that is intended to secure compliance. So, the thing is, like, if we think about what makes this controversial, right, is that there are use cases, right, where we know that people can get injured, right? In certain circumstances, you could have like a broken leg, or if it is a non-lethal projectile, right, you can get hit in the eye that could be damaged, right? In some cases you can, like die, right? So this is like an important topic to study because, it's something that, it really attracts like a lot of attention, right? You have basically, like a government official under certain, circumstances is allowed, to harm someone or do something that may cause harm. And so, as something that we'll discuss, a little bit later, there are various degrees of like what force is, what it constitutes, and so on, right? But we start with the assumption, right? Like, the police can do this under certain circumstances. And I think it's like we have to remember like the use cases of like why this is important, right? Because you think about, in some cases like of arrest, right? There are going to be cases like where someone either poses a danger or to themselves or to other people or to an officer, right? And so force might be used to arrest someone to get them to go along. With the goal being is that, like, someone is like dangerous or they've been causing a fight for someone and you need to remove them, like, say, like in a bar situation. And someone is disruptive, they've been drinking too much, they start getting aggressive, start punching people, right? You need to be able to secure that situation, whether through handcuffs or maybe like just tying someone down in order to secure compliance, right? To protect other people, right? There can also be instances, right, if we think about use of force, let's say like, if there is a shooting incident, right? In some cases, right, you're simply not going to be able to negotiate the fact that someone is in an active shooter incident. And so we want to have, police have the ability under certain circumstances, right, to take someone's life if necessary. So the issue with the use of force, though, is not so much that it exists, right? I think most people can accept that there are times and situations where, police were probably better off if police had this option, right? But the controversy kind of becomes, though, is like, when does it become excessive or impermissible use of force? Is the This is the contentious issue. So that's what we'll talk about in the series of videos. So, we'll just kind of hold on that for now.